Welcome to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here at our studios in the Capital Region International Airport. So who should be logically our guest? Nicole Noll-Williams, CEO.
Great to have you here. Yeah.
Well, it's great to be here, and it's so much fun being here, too. You know, we always jokingly say we're right by TSA, so if you take anything weird on your luggage, we're going to see it.
Yeah, if TSA stops you, it has to do an extra pat down.
You try to find profit centers wherever you can. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. But yeah, it's great to have you here.
Well, listen, let's get a few updates because, I have to compliment you. You came on after I left the board, but you have done so much for this airport to really get it smiling in the community, to sell it, to market it, and not only that, you've increased flights.
Yeah, well, of course, we miss you not being on the board, but you've been a great partner in the region to help continue to share the message of all the projects and things that we're working on. But it's been great. I've a little over a year and a half that I've been back with the airport as the CEO, and we've had multiple projects, you know, whether it's focusing on our key priorities of retaining and expanding international and domestic service, to increasing cargo tonnage, land development, and then supporting corporate and general aviation. So we've been able to make movement on each one of those four priorities.
It's pretty amazing what has happened. And you're doing a lot of seasonal stuff, which is really interesting because it's very applicable here in Michigan.
You got it. So looking at our Apple Vacation service, so the service actually started back in 2010. And it was seasonal service, really that winter months of getting folks out of here nonstop to an international destination with palm trees and beach and sunshine. So this year we're back to the peak of service in and out of Lansing with 3 flights weekly going to Cancun, 2 to Punta Cana weekly, and 1 to Montego Bay. So every day of the week, except for Tuesday, we have an international flight that leaves here first thing in the morning, and you're at the beach by noon to any one of those destinations. And it's great to see and hear people within the region getting back to travel, but it's one of those things, making sure people are aware we have these nonstop options right here in Lansing.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And they are ever changing, as a matter of fact, from season to season.
They do. They, depending on kind of key focuses for Apple Vacations and some of their key markets that they want to support. But really, the Cancun and Punta Cana have sold fantastic this year. Montego Bay, it's a week trip, so there's still some seats available on those trips because really a lot of folks are looking at that 2-3 night, maybe a 5-night stay somewhere. So it's a bigger commitment to look at the Jamaica market, but Jamaica is a fantastic market to go visit. If you've never been, put it on your list. There's still some opportunities before the service ends in mid-April.
Those who want to get on the sunshine, right, and so they just jump on for like a 4-day weekend, which is a perfect thing. You've also brought on an airline, which is pretty incredible in this day and age.
Yeah, right. So we've got, in the middle of the pandemic, there was a couple carriers that started up service, low-cost carriers, and one of them being Avelo. And Avelo started nonstop service in October to Orlando International Airport, and that's one of the key differences. So when you're looking at other Florida services maybe that are available out of the state of Michigan, Avelo is going into the Orlando International Airport. So it's closer to Disney, closer to opportunities and connections. But I think the biggest thing is visit flylansing.com. You can get the flight schedules to understand what days of the week that they're going, whether it's the Apple Vacations or Avelo service.
You know, the other thing I want to tell you is these seats are commodities, and the pricing does change. And you have to be a little diligent in looking there because I've flown to China before, cheaper from Lansing than from Detroit.
Yeah, I've got an upcoming trip the first part of April and was just price checking to see how we were in Lansing in comparison to our neighboring airports. Lansing was the least expensive option, flying in and out of Lansing, and there were great connection times. So there's a lot of opportunities with Delta and American Airlines to get you anywhere in the world, and of course the Avelo to Orlando, and then our Apple Vacations to those great international destinations.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what you've done internally here. And I mean, it's a totally different setup out here.
It is. We've made some great improvements over the last year and a half, from adding additional features and services that are available upstairs after you get through TSA. And TSA has the most state-of-the-art equipment that's here in Lansing. We were actually the first airport in the state of Michigan to be fully integrated into this new technology. So that's a great addition, additional seating upstairs and some comfortable casual areas and quick grab-and-go type foods, as well as our restaurant is up and operating and ready to make sure you have a cocktail before your flight.
Yeah, this is not a bad place to either take off or even lay over when you think about it.
Yeah, you got it. It's a lot of great things. I'm working on items just as you even come into the airport. What can we do to make sure that you can get in and out of the parking lot in a smooth and easy fashion? So we've made some upgrades there. And again, we're excited about some of these other groundbreaking events that we have throughout this next year.
Well, and the technology, don't be afraid of it when you go through TSA. It looks like an MRI.
It does.
But you're safe.
Yes, it does. It looks like it's a little spaceship. But what it does is provide that ease to be able to get your products in and out without you having to open up your bag. Now, those situations could still arise, but it gives the agents that are working there being able to see what's inside the bag easier and better without having to open up your bags and touch any of the belongings that you might have them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So what's next? Space travel?
Yes. No, it's we're working right now on a master plan update. It does take about a year and a half to complete, but it really is looking at that 15, 20 years down the road and what are the opportunities for Lansing.
Well, I'm sure you'll jump on all of them. Nicole Noll-Williams, who is the CEO of the Capital Region International Airport. And we're coming to you from our studios located right there. You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.